From stories across the globe to stories here at home. A very good evening to you. You're watching the National News Broadcast. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Public servants will get a special advance payment. Doctors' strike ends. Christmas dawns at midnight today. A new judge appointed to the appeals court. The central bank says Sri Lanka has the minimum price of diesel and petrol among several South Asian countries. 37 people died in a fire at Passenger Ferry in Bangladesh.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now. The Ministry of Public Services, Provincial Council and Local Administration said that steps have been taken to provide a special advance payment for public service next year. The government has decided to make the payment not exceeding 4,000 rupees. The payment should commence on the 1st of January and conclude on the 28th of February. The ministry says that payments should not be made after 28th of February. The amount should be deducted within next year.
And meanwhile, Mr. Vikum Atula Kalwarachi took oaths as a new judge of the appeals court this morning at the Presidential Secretariat in front of the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He has been appointed to fill the vacancy created with retirement of Appeals Court Justice Devika Beratna. Mr. Vikum Atula Kalwarachi, who is an old boy of Royal College, Colombo, has entered the legal field after studying at Law College in Colombo. Out of his 33 years of service, he has worked for 27 years as a magistrate, district judge and a justice of crimes of High Court and Civil Appeals High Court. He is the most senior judge of the High Court. President's chief advisor Lalit Virutunga was appointed on the occasion.
In the meantime, the strike launched by the Government Medical Officers Association has been temporarily suspended from 4 p.m. today. Health Minister Keheliya Rambukwala said that a positive response was given to the government doctors. Government Medical Officers Association launched a strike on the 21st based on 7 demands. As a result, patients had to undergo severe difficulties. Several discussions took place about the problems with Health Minister and Director General of Health Services. The Central Committee of the GMOA, which met today, had decided to temporarily suspend the strike. Secretary to the GMOA, Dr. Senal Fernando, said that they temporarily suspended the strike from 4 p.m. today, considering the festive season next week. The Director General of Health Services will get some more days to provide solutions.
තුමාට කාලවකවානුවක් නැතිව විසඳුම් ලබා දෙනවායයි කියන කාරණා සම්බන්ධයෙන් විසඳුම් ලබා දීම සඳහා සතියයි තව දින කිහිපයක කාලයක් ලැබෙනවා.
Taking part in a media briefing today, Health Minister Keheliya Rambukwala said that the Health Ministry is looking at positively about the details presented by the GMOA. Minister Keheliya Rambukwala said that there are various trade unions in the medical field. All should be given the opportunity. If not, it is not fair. 524 appointments have to be given by now. 24 of them have worked enthusiastically for various reasons. A process has been implemented to give appointments following a fair methodology to the remaining 500. As the minister, I have not seen the list, and also I do not want to see the list. They have commenced duties at present. No one has made a complaint so far. Therefore, we are prepared to change the stance because that is the fair method. Otherwise, we have to contact all other trade unions. If that is so, we have to conduct a conference, provide lists and ask them. Then there is no need for public administration in the country. We have to prepare methodology by handing over it to the trade union with power. I saw the various media says that the minister personally influenced and prepared a list. I say for the second time that I will resign tomorrow if they proved that I have politically meddled with it. He said he requested the Government Medical Officers Association, or rather the Government Medical Officers Association, to work cordially, leaving aside attempts to show power and by being fair.
බලපෑම් කරලා එහෙම නැත්නම් මට වමනා ලයිස්තුවක් හැදුවයි කියලා. මම බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියනවා. මම මේකට දේශපාලන ඇඟිලි ගැසීමක් කරලා මේ ලයිස්තුවම හැදුවයි ගොත් හෙට දවසේ මා ඉල්ලා අස්සෙනවායි කියලා මම මේ දෙවනි වතාවට කියන්නේ මාධ්‍යයට. රජයේ වෛද්‍ය නිලධාරීන්ගේ සංගමයක් ඒ සාධාරණත්වය තුළ රැඳෙමින් තමාගේ බලය පමණක් පෙන්වීමට ගන්නා උත්සාහයන් වලින් බැහැර වෙලා සුහදව කටයුතු කරමුයි කියලා අහිංසක ඉල්ලීමක් මම ඒ අයගෙනුත් කරනවා.
Meanwhile, railway station masters launched a strike from midnight yesterday demanding solutions for several issues. As a result, tickets were not issued at railway stations. Our reporters said that commuters travelled in trains without purchasing tickets. The railway department said trains were operated as usual despite the strike of railway stations masters.
And meanwhile, the central bank says Sri Lanka is among the countries with minimum diesel and petrol prices among South Asian countries when compared with gross domestic products. Accordingly, a litre of diesel in the country is stated as $0.600. The statement issued by a government information department says that a litre of petrol is recorded as $0.880. According to a statement, Sri Lanka has the highest gross domestic product in South Asia, which is $3,682. Bhutan and Bangladesh is on second and third places. India and Pakistan are on the third and fourth places respectively. Nepal is on the sixth place. Afghanistan is on the bottom of the list. India has the highest price for diesel, which is $1.194 for a litre. The gap between price of diesel between India and Sri Lanka is nearly twofold. India has the highest price for a litre of petrol, which is $1.357. According to the list, litre of petrol in Sri Lanka is $0.880. Pakistan and Afghanistan have lower petrol prices than Sri Lanka.
A memorandum of understanding on exchange of goods between Sri Lanka and Iran was signed recently. The aim is to pay arrears when purchasing oil by Sri Lanka and to increase the sales of tea to Iran. Minister Dr. Ramesh Patirana signed on behalf of Sri Lanka and Deputy Minister of Industries, Mines and Trade Affairs of the Republic of Iran, Alireza Pempak, signed on behalf of Iran. Another aim of the MOU is to enhance economic cooperation between the two countries. State Minister Tarak Balasurya Kanaka Herat, Ambassador of Iran Hashim Ashazadeh, Finance Secretary S.R. Artigala and Plantation Minister Secretary Ravindra Heva Vitharana were present on the occasion. Deputy Minister of Industries, Mines and Trade Affairs of the Islamic Republic, Alireza Paymanpak, met Trade Minister Tarak Balasurya. Discussions took place on enhancing bilateral relations. Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Admiral Professor Jayanath Kolumbage, was present on the occasion.
Christmas will dawn at midnight today. The main Mass will be celebrated at the Theravada National Basilica by His Eminence Archbishops of Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. A prayer service in Sinhala language will be conducted at 12 midnight at Shiloh St. Mary's Church. It will be telecast live over the national television. The service will be conducted by Shiloh Bishop Valens Mendes. The prayer service at Colombo Mutwal Garwasha Church will be telecast at 11:40 p.m. today over Netra channel. It will be conducted by Reverend Father Prabhu in Tamil language. Catholics and Christians were seen today attending to their needs in Colombo and its environs. These were seen to be following health guidelines. Catholics and Christians from Shiloh to Negombo were preparing for Christmas today. And the Lord's Star was lightened up in connection with Christmas. Many roads, including arcade premises in Colombo, have been lighted up. Hotel premises in Colombo have been decorated with electric bulbs. Christmas carols organised jointly by a Seva Vanita unit of Sri Lanka Navy and its Christian Association took place yesterday at Nelumpakuna Theatre in Colombo. First Lady Ms. Ayoma Rajapaksha attended the event as chief guest on an invitation from Navy Commander Nishantha Ulagethanna and Chairperson of Seva Vanita unit Chandima Ulagethanna.
කවුද ආවේ සීතරෑක සුවය දී ගියේ.
Carols organised by Christian Association of Sri Lanka Army on the instructions of Army Commander General Shavendra Silva was held under the patronage of First Lady Ayoma Rajapaksha. Defence Secretary Kamal Gunaratne and the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Security Major General Jagat Always attended the function, which took place at Nelum Pakana Theatre in Colombo. And Christmas is just a day away, and celebrations for the Merrymaking Festival have begun in full swing.
Exactly, and Christmas Eve brings families and friends together, and they start decorating homes with colorful trees and lights and also bells to bring in the festive season and the spirit of the festive season as well.
And yes, the Christmas trees are given more priority in the festive season, decorations for many years, and as a reminder for the spring to come and to bring life and color.
For many, it is unthinkable to have Christmas celebrations without a beautiful evergreen fir decorated with sparkling ornaments and wrapped presents. As most Christmas traditions, the origin of the Christmas tree can be traced to pagan traditions. Present-day Christmas trees came to be around the late 1400s into the 1500s. During the 17th century, in parts of Austria and Germany, evergreen tips were brought into homes and hung top-down from the ceiling. They were often decorated with apples, golden nuts, and red pepper strips. The first accounts of using lighted candles as decorations on Christmas trees come from France in the 18th century. The custom of displaying Christmas trees was introduced to Britain in the late 18th century by Queen Charlotte. The Christmas tree was popularized by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert in the 19th century, with images of their family gathering around the Christmas tree in 1834. The Christmas tree was introduced in the United States by German settlers in the 1800s. Subsequently, Christmas trees began to be sold commercially in the United States. U.S. President Franklin Pierce is credited with the introduction of the first Christmas tree to the White House in 1853. President Calvin Coolidge lit up the first national Christmas tree to grace the White House grounds in 1923. Every decoration used to adorn the Christmas tree is believed to have a special significance. Red, gold, and green have been the traditional colors of Christmas for thousands of years. Red represents the blood shed by Jesus Christ during the crucifixion. The color gold is considered to represent royalty and wealth. The color green signifies everlasting light and life. Moving on to a different note, the health authorities have requested the public to follow health guidelines during the festive season. Director of the Health Promotion Bureau, Consultant Dr. Ranjit Batuantudava, has requested the public to limit Christmas celebrations only to family members. 573 COVID patients were found from the country today. 323 have recovered from the virus. The Director General of Health Services confirmed today 20 COVID-related deaths which occurred yesterday. 14 out of them are 60 and above 60 years. 6 of them are between 30 and 59 years. Consultant Dr. Ranjit Batuantudava said that 7 persons infected with Omicron variant have been found from the country. Their close associates and the contacts are being observed and sent for quarantine. It was reported that Omicron spread in the state of South Africa within 10 days. 71% of patients reported within 16 days in England were infected with Omicron. More than 50% patients in the US is infected with Omicron. That is why it is said that Omicron variant is spreading fast. Churches have informed that they will conduct several masses, not only the midnight masses, which is a good preparation.
ඔමික්‍රෝන් ප්‍රභේදයෙන් වාර්තා වෙනවා. මේ නිසා තමයි ඔමික්‍රෝන් ප්‍රභේදය ඉතාමත්ම වේගයෙන් පැතිරෙනවා කියන එක පැහැදිලි වුණේ සහ තීරණය වුණේ. ඒ අනුව බලන කල ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ තත්ත්වය එසේ විය හැකියි. අනවශ්‍ය ගමන් බිමන් අඩු කිරීමටත් මේ උත්සව සමයේදී පවුලේ අය සමග පමණක් එක් වී සාද පැවැත්වීම ආදී සතුටීමේ කටයුතු කරන්නට කියලා තමයි ඉල්ලීම කරන්නේ. හිතුණු පල්ලිවලිනොත් ඔවුන්ගේ මධ්‍යම රාත්‍රී සේවාව එකක් නෙමෙයි කිහිපයක්ම පවත්වනවා. හැම කෙනාටම අවම සංඛ්‍යාවෙන් වාර කීපයක පවත්වනවා. රාත්‍රී 8 සිට පහවදා 6-7 වෙනකම් වරින් වර මේ යාඥා මෙහෙයවන් පවත්වන බව පල්ලියෙන් දැනුම් දීලා තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ ඒක ඉතාම හොඳ සූදානමක්. මේ සියලුම කටයුතු වලින් කරන්නේ අනවශ්‍ය ලෙස එක් ස්ථානයක ගොඩක් සෙනඟ එක් රැස්වීම අවම කර ගැනීමයි.
මුළු ලෝකෙම
Minister ChannelEye Rupavahini said that certain persons in other countries in the health sector did not report for duties during the pandemic. Such unfortunate incidents were reported on various occasions from various countries. There were no such unfortunate incidents reported from Sri Lanka's health sector. Our gratitude is expressed for all of those in the health sector who perform their duties and responsibilities.
තමාගේ යුතුයකම් වක්කීම් ඉෂ්ට කරපු මේ සෞඛ්‍ය ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ සියලු දෙනාටම මේ ප්‍රණාමය මේ අවස්ථාවේදී පුද කරනවා.
32,944,180 vaccine doses have been given to the people under the COVID vaccination program. 15,978,824 have been given the first dose of a vaccine. 13,824,015 have been given both doses of a vaccine. 3,141,341 have been given the booster dose. Giving the booster dose to citizens above 20 years is continuing island-wide. In the meantime, Markandra Sustainable Agriculture Research Centre said that research is continuing to introduce a new technology to produce organic fertilizer from farm level to commercial level. Officials said that they have trained a large number of agriculture field officers, farmers and others on organic fertilizer production. Lanka Agriculture Research Institute commenced in 1980. It commenced activities as a pilot center to promote organic fertilizer in 2008 and 2009. With the Vistas of Prosperity policy statement, it contributed actively to organic fertilizer program as Sustainable Agriculture Research and Development Center. Lanka Agriculture Research Institute has trained more than 7,000 farmers this year on the production of organic fertilizer. Minister of Mass Media, Minister Dallas Alhaperuma says teachers make an important contribution to convert children into valuable citizens and to create excellent human capital. The minister mentioned this while attending a teachers' felicitation program and pinning official badges on media circle of Mahinda Rajapaksha Vidyalaya in Mathura. Students of Mahinda Rajapaksha Vidyalaya in Mathura have achieved high results continuously for 3 years at GCE O-level examination. All students who sat for the examination in 2018, 2019 and 2020 have passed the exam. They have obtained 52 9As, 58 As and 44 7As in 2020. 108 teachers who dedicated themselves to the teaching service were felicitated on the occasion. Minister of Mass Media Dallas Alhaperuma said that we are entering an era where all decisions are taken based on knowledge. So far the world expected then is more value for mineral oil and gold, but now the world gives the highest value for data. What is the challenge for a nation which thinks about the progress? What is the challenge of a school which thinks about progress? What is the challenge for teachers and rulers who think about progress and on how to manage the knowledge which is changing fast? It cannot be managed only through high literacy rate. That is why it is necessary to change through new examinations, new knowledge systems and new teaching methods.
And more on your local stories, Minister Johnston Fernando says that national security was endangered during the time of good governance government. He mentioned this while attending a function to launch constructions of the bridge near Nelumtheniya Thuntota Galapita Road. 145 million rupees will be spent on the project, which is scheduled to be completed in 15 months. The bridge is 49 meters long and 7 meters wide. Minister Johnston Fernando said that the only activity performed by the opposition was central bank bond scam. They conducted election propaganda activities using money stolen from the central bank. National security was endangered at the time and they did not provide solutions. And with that, we conclude tonight's news, and we wish you a Merry Christmas on behalf of the national television.
Have a safe and healthy and a blessed Christmas tomorrow.